of course, Dave, we always look forward to, just the sound and the smells and the thought of a great meal.
Yeah, absolutely. And here to talk about his love for food and share it with us, it's Monsignor Billian, pastor of St. Joseph in Sylvania. Good morning, Monsignor.
Good morning, friends. It's good to be with you this morning and to spend a little Friday morning time with each other.
And I understand, Monsignor, that your recent Festorama there, you served 900 chickens, right?
That's right, 900 chickens. We fed a lot of people. It was absolutely delicious, all barbecued right along Main Street in Sylvania, Ohio, by a great team of gentlemen who work all morning to put those chickens out, and we sold out of all of them by about 3:30 in the afternoon. So it was many people were enjoying that kind of chicken, and that event kind of inspired me for today's show because I thought I'd talk about some chicken recipes that I really like very much. But I think we have to remember, why do we talk about food on a Catholic radio station? Think about how many times that Jesus performed miracles in his ministry around food. At the wedding feast of Cana, feeding the thousands on the hillside. He touched so many people's lives and was able to introduce himself and invite people to faith over food. So they constantly serve us as signs of God's abundance grace and really the invitation to partake in all of his blessings. So when we gather around a table, we remember that the Lord sits at the table with us. And so on to some chicken items. I have two recipes this morning. They're simple, but they're absolutely delightful around chicken. One is called a chicken tarragon. Now, tarragon is a spice that often isn't used very much, but is quite delicious. So this is a chicken tarragon. Very easy. Cut up some good sweet onions, slice them very thin. Take 2 large chicken breasts and bone them and skin them and cut them in half or in smaller pieces, whatever you prefer. Little salt and pepper on the chicken. Use some butter, some tarragon leaves, and sour cream. So once you saute the onions, sprinkle that chicken with the salt and pepper, and in the butter, saute the chicken until it's nice and golden brown on the outside on both sides. And then put them in a baking dish and sprinkle them generously with some tarragon. And then pour all of the juices from the skillet into that baking pan. Then mix together the onions that you've already sauteed with sour cream. And pour that over the chicken. So you have the good taste of the onions, the great taste of chicken and the drippings from the chicken, tarragon and sour cream, and then bake that, for about an hour. And it will be an absolutely delightful, easy chicken dish to enjoy. I love it very much, and I make it quite often. But I can't divorce my Italian roots and not talk about a little chicken cacciatore, too. That's the second one I want to talk about. Cacciatore means hunters. So it's called, in English, completely hunter's chicken. So what hunters would easily make out there when they're on a hunting trip. And there are lots of varieties of cacciatore that you can make. And the one I like to make is 2 good medium-sized chickens, some olive oil, onions, some peppers, some garlic, tomatoes, a little wine, some salt and pepper. So how do you do this? You cut your chicken into serving portions. I like to remove the skin and then brown that in your olive oil. Add the onions and peppers. I use red, yellow, and orange peppers. I tend to avoid green peppers only because their taste sometimes takes over a dish. So I avoid the green peppers and put in the other colored peppers there, a little garlic, and then brown all of that pretty lightly. Then put all the other ingredients in, all those other tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, some tomato puree, a little wine. Put all that in and pour it over that chicken, and then just let it simmer until it's all very tender. Sometimes a half hour, 45 minutes, depending on the size of the chicken pieces that you use. And then you can put that over some steamed rice. You can put it over some nice pasta, and then just enjoy it. But it's Hunter's chicken cacciatore, easy dishes. Both chicken dishes are wonderful. They're great to enjoy, and I know we'll put the recipes up on the website later on today or tomorrow, so you can check in on them. But don't be afraid, I always say, to be a little creative. You know, recipes are suggestions. That's the way I approach recipes. They're suggestions. But you might like a different spice, and you might like a little more of this, a little less of this. Please be free and feel empowered to give and take on recipes when you see them. I look at recipe books, but I don't look at the recipes. I look at the pictures, and the pictures give me great ideas about creating a meal. And I look at the recipes for hints, but again, you just have to be free and do what you like when it comes to creating dinners and meals in the kitchen. So recipes, remember, are suggestions.
Monsignor, how do you, because I'm always amazed whenever we have a meal that you can say, oh, it needs, like what spice or whatever is missing, or it could use more of. How do you get to know, how did you learn, like what spice goes with what does it taste like? Was it just through experimenting?
It's just experimenting. You learn, basil tastes a particular way, or oregano, it's a particular, the tarragon that I recommended in the chicken, it tastes, you learn the tastes. And then you taste what's there and say, you know what, I think a little bit of this would help enhance this meal. What you want your spices to do, your spices should enhance the main portion of the meal. So if it's chicken, it should enhance the taste of the chicken, not cover up the taste of the chicken. Some people are always pretty heavy-handed on spices, and when you eat the meal, you taste the spices. You really should taste the main part of your meal and let those spices enhance that taste in order to make the meal more complete, so you get to enjoy the main course better. So it's give and take, practice. Try this, try that. Trust me, you'll flop a few times. That's just what happens, and we just pick it up and try it again the next day.
I wanted to.
That's why you have carry out and take out. If it flops.
My doctor he's watching my weight very carefully, so I have to weigh myself every day. And he has a curiosity. He says, Dave, you're doing well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're doing well. Saturday, Sunday's going well. And then Friday, I see this great explosion of weight. What's going on? I said, it's Monsignor Billian's fault. So he may be calling you today. But I wanted to ask you, in honor of St. Joan of Arc, any particular French cuisine? If not, maybe barbecue? No, not barbecue. I'm just kidding. Any French cuisine that might be appropriate for today?
Well, you know that the French are most known. I mean, they're fine producers of great meals, but they are known for sauces. They can take something that's very simple and very bland and make a delicious sauce and pour it over it and enjoy that sauce. That's where they get very, very creative in their sauces. And so you can create all different kinds of those sauces and pour those over simple, bland, plain meals and make them super enhanced. But again, you have to build them up. They use great good butter and good creams and good tasting spices and
sounds great.
Mild vegetables pureed into those sauces.
Monsignor Billian,
that's the French
thank
way.
you so much for Meals with Monsignor here on Morning Offering.